Never stop reading Bible. Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful moments in the entire biblical story, the final hours of Jesus' life just before the crucifixion. We're going to walk through his last words to his disciples, his final prayer, and his arrest, all through the lens of chapters 16, 17, and 18 of the Gospel of John.
I mean, just listen to this. This one verse really sets the stage for everything we're about to explore. You have this stark contrast, right? On one hand, the absolute certainty of trouble in the world, but on the other, this incredible promise of peace and ultimate victory. This is the core message Jesus is trying to leave his followers with, and it's really the thread that ties these intense final chapters together.
So let's start with chapter 16. This is the conclusion of what's often called Jesus' farewell discourse. And you can just feel the tension in the room. Jesus is getting ready to leave, and his disciples are just filled with dread and confusion. They really don't get what's about to happen.
And this table here really lays out the two completely different perspectives going on. You've got the disciples' view, sorrow, confusion, and the very real threat of persecution. But then you have Jesus, and he's painting a totally different picture. He's promising that their grief is actually going to turn into joy, that a helper, the Holy Spirit, is on his way, and that they're about to get this new, direct access to God.
So here's the kicker. Jesus isn't framing his leaving as some kind of tragedy. He's actually saying it's a good thing. It's for their benefit. He explains that he has to leave so he can send the Holy Spirit to guide them. He's telling them, look, this pain you're feeling right now, it's temporary, and it's going to become a joy that no one can ever take from you. So this isn't an ending. It's really a transition to a new kind of relationship with God, one that will empower them to be brave no matter what comes their way.
Now we get to chapter 17, and this is something truly unique in the entire Bible. It's basically a word-for-word record of Jesus praying out loud. And he's not even primarily praying for himself, he's praying for others. This is famously known as the high priestly prayer.
So why that name? Well, because this prayer is being offered while he knows exactly what's coming, the sacrifice he's about to make. Just like an Old Testament high priest would go before God on behalf of the people, Jesus is doing that here for all of humanity. It's really a climax of his entire ministry, almost like he's pulling back the curtain and letting us listen in on his conversation with the Father.
And the prayer just unfolds in these three beautiful parts. He starts by praying for himself, but get this, he's not asking to escape. He's praying that God would be glorified through what's about to happen. Then his focus gets wider and he prays for his disciples, for their protection and for their unity. And then, in this absolutely incredible moment, he extends that prayer to include all future believers. That means he was praying for anyone throughout all of history who would follow him.
All right, coming from that really intimate moment of prayer, chapter 18 is a huge dramatic shift. The tone just changes on a dime. The soldiers arrive. This is it. This is the beginning of the end, the start of the arrest, the passion, and the trials. But here is maybe the most important key to understanding what happens next, especially in John's Gospel. The author, John, doesn't present this as a moment of weakness or defeat. Not at all. He actually frames it as Jesus' hour of glory, the moment his divine purpose is finally fulfilled and revealed to the world. So if you keep that hour of glory idea in mind, the events in chapter 18 just fly by at this really tense pace. It starts with the arrest in the garden. Then he's in this informal interrogation before Annas. And tangled up in all of this is the heartbreaking story of Peter denying he even knows Jesus 3 times. And it all leads up to Jesus standing before the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, for the official questioning that's going to seal his fate. So, we've gone on quite a journey, right? From Jesus' final words of comfort, through his deep prayer, to the drama of his arrest. And the theme that keeps coming up, especially in John's telling, is this sense of purpose and divine authority, even when he's facing betrayal and injustice. It kind of leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. How does it change the whole meaning of a story, any story, when you see suffering not as defeat, but as a path to glory?
This explainer was presented by the Center Studio.